answered, really questioning, how did we allow, who approved for the private company to be able, have we done public participation? Does it mean in financial matters, Mr. Speaker, we don't do public participation? Because in everything in this country, you realize, Mr. Speaker, we end up in court if we have not done public participation. So how did we, and who are these officers who approved? And this is not just at KICC. These guys are in all the hubs. At the hub in Karen, Mr. Speaker, we have a team there collecting. We have a team in every of the malls that you see, Mr. Speaker. Our young people were there and their data were being taken. Mr. Speaker, as much as we are talking of Shakahola, we will get another Shakahola in this one now. A Shakahola that we don't know, of young people who have no idea why they are being given money, who have no idea after they have received the money, the $65, you cannot withdraw, you cannot do anything with it, Mr. Speaker, yet already you have received. So, Mr. Speaker, if somebody has come to collect data in Kenya so that he can go around the world saying, I have numbers, people have joined in, the way we were doing Bitcoin and the rest, I think it is very wrong. And before anything, we want even the government to just tell us, who are these people? Who are they? And their names, where they've come from, the country, and why is it they are not doing it in their country, but they can come and do it in a third world country called Kenya. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Last on that, Jerry.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. First of all, I want to congratulate my good brother.
Minority Leader on the same issue. Go ahead.
Usually, I don't like interrupting. Mr. Speaker, the issue I'm rising to on the issue raised by the Honorable Chairperson of the Young Parliamentarians. Mr. Speaker, I get it. Oh, I'm being told he is yet to be elected. But all the same, I recognize him as such. Mr. Speaker, I get it from his statement that he's seeking responses from two cabinet secretaries, one in charge of ICT and one in charge of Interior. But this House must take notice, if it was called, you would say judicial notice, of what has just transpired in the last 1 day or so about the same subject matter, which is extremely serious, if you ask me. It's a matter that cannot be wished away, because it actually has the capacity or the potential to endanger not only the security of this country, but also the future of young Kenyans. Mr. Speaker, a while back, I think 1 day ago, the Cabinet Secretary in charge of ICT was reported as having said that there is no law that WorldCoin has violated by doing what they are currently doing in Kenya, collecting data from Kenyans without permission from any authority. Two, today, the Cabinet Secretary in charge of Interior has been reported as saying that the actions by WorldCoin are questionable, and therefore investigations are being undertaken. So therefore, if we come here again and ask for responses from the two cabinet secretaries who appear to be at cross purposes, speaking at cross purposes, to be having different positions on this single issue, which is of greatest concern to Kenyans, then what are we doing? In my view, this is an issue that therefore doesn't require any further statement from either of those two cabinet secretaries. As a House, we just need to undertake a very thorough and expeditious investigation, and summon everybody else who could be responsible or be involved in these nefarious activities. Mr. Speaker, I need your direction, because if we take the line we are being pushed to take of seeking for some statements or answers from two cabinet secretaries who have already differed, they have already fundamentally differed. The Honorable Professor Kindiki Kiture and the other one is called who? Oalo. Kindiki Kithure and Owalo have already differed on the matter of WorldCoin. So who do we believe? Who will the public believe? Is it Kindiki Kithure or Eliud Owalo? Who? Neither. If we shall believe neither of the two, then it behoves the appointing authority of those two gentlemen to then give us a response to this issue. Because it's a very, very serious matter, Mr. Speaker. It can't just be treated in the light manner it is being treated. I'm on a point of order, Honorable Wakili. Just be patient. Yes, it is important that at every single moment, the country is made aware of the position of government, because government can only be one. Whether we recognize it or not, government can only be one. And there's no single day that a government positions can be contradictory. A government cannot have two contradictory positions on a single issue, and as serious as this one. So before the settlement, the question goes to whoever is supposed to go to, we need to be told what is the position of government, even before we attempt to do what we are trying to do now. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I want to applaud the questioner, the chairman of the young parliamentarians. Mr. Speaker, sometimes I wish I was younger. But age has caught up with me. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You squandered your youth. Moreo.
On participants upon registration and scanning of their irises in various locations in Nairobi, including the Kenya International Conference Center, KICC. Honorable Speaker, whereas the Office of the Data Protection Commissioner issued a cautionary statement to Kenyans regarding the ongoing biometric data collection by this company, the registration process has peaked, causing concern on the purpose of the data collection. There are fears that the data may be used for purposes other than the declared intent by the blockchain company. In addition, the USA banned the WorldCoin from collecting data from its citizens, despite the founder of WorldCoin, Honorable Speaker, Sam Altam, being a US citizen. Honorable Speaker, the Office of the Data Protection Commission is mandated by law to register all data controllers and processors collecting personal data for the provision of financial services. With the world embracing artificial intelligence, the biometric data collected poses a risk on the protection and privacy of the participants if not monitored. In addition, there have been recent cases of cyber attacks in the country, thereby posing greater risk in the management of the data. This data collection exercise is, in my own opinion, a threat to the national security. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I seek statement from the Cabinet Secretary, Interior and Coordination of National Government, and the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Information, Communication and the Digital Economy, through the Leader of Majority, on the following issue, Honorable Speaker. Number one, given that the Ministry of Interior and the Data Commissioner has cast doubt on the safety of the data collection by WorldCoin, could the ministry provide the steps that the government is taking to ensure control of data access, collection, and storage, especially by foreign entities? Number two, Honorable Speaker, who authorized the biometric data collection by WorldCoin, and were the correct procedures followed, Honorable Speaker? Number three, Honorable Speaker, what are the safety guarantees that the government is making to ensure that the data will be exclusively used for the intended purpose and the citizens will not suffer or get any loss? Number four, Honorable Speaker, has the government established the ultimate objective of this exercise? For what purpose will the data collected be used? Honorable Speaker, were there prior public participation to inform the public of the risk involved in the exercise? Honorable Speaker, number 6, what is the source of the money being paid to participants and who stands to benefit from the exercise, Honorable Speaker? And Honorable Speaker, I know members who have passed through Kenya KICC, especially yesterday, saw the big line of young people that was there when the young people were going to collect the 7,000 said to be collected, to get collected when you give your biodata. And Honorable Speaker, I'm raising this as the newly elected chairman, Kenya Young Parliamentarian, because many young people are suffering from the issue of conmanship, and this country requires to step up its game on those issues, Honorable Speaker. The issue of selling of data, that includes the data of Facebook, Twitter, can be used and can be used to even do what we call identity theft and have people lose their finances and everything. Honorable Speaker, I seek to beg a statement, Honorable Speaker. Thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, I also want to recognize while Mother Wangari was part of this statement, also Wakili Maina, Njeri Maina was also an